Morning, everyone. I'm a liar. We're liars.
We're sorry.
I'm very sorry, yes. On today's end of mission, we're talking about active spacecraft orbiting the moon.
Currently alive?
Yes.
I thought we were just writing the obituaries about these missions.
They'll be dead soon.
Oh, okay. So soon we'll be making an episode about these missions that we're currently talking about.
We're psychically projecting into the future what's going to happen.
Cool.
I'm Paul, the liar. Who are you?
I'm Face of Sarcasm, the pants on fire.
Yeah. And on today's episode, we're talking about spacecraft that are currently orbiting the moon.
Didn't you already just say that?
Yes, but
we're reiterate it.
See, we just keep reiterating this so people keep remembering things. They'll just randomly say, this is currently orbiting the moon. Or they think of something.
This is currently orbiting the moon.
Yes. This is a screenshot from Kerbal Space Program, by the way, if you haven't figured it out.
Oh, this isn't real?
No, it's all CGI.
The very smooth mountains and terrain, that didn't give it away?
How about the blocky pixels? The batteries? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So, I didn't count how many are currently orbiting the moon because I'm stupid. How many spacecraft do you think are currently orbiting the moon?
I don't know, 2 dozen?
Yeah, that's too many.
1 dozen?
That might be too many.
5?
More than that.
6?
And when I say orbiting the moon, I don't mean landers, because I think Blue Ghost just entered orbit of the moon today or yesterday. We're recording this in February, by the way.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Instead of being romantic, you can wait for a podcast in like 6 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I want to wait the full 6 weeks.
Oh, yeah. And again, I haven't fixed my audio yet because I haven't listened to STS-83 yet. I hope it sounds better.
Okay, wonderful.
Let's get going. What's orbiting the moon? I went by oldest to youngest.
Okay.
This one's cheating, though.
Uh-oh.
Because technically it went to low Earth orbit first. Not low Earth orbit, went to orbit the Earth first. So the first one's called Artemis. No relation to the Artemis program.
Just happened to share the same last name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Acceleration, reconnection, turbulence.
Turbulence?
Yeah. It's got a speech impediment. And electrodynamics of the moon's interaction with the sun. Artemis.
Okay, so it's the acronym.
Of course it's an acronym. These are all acronyms.
They're all acronyms.
A lot of these are acronyms. So it's these little spacecraft here. It's 2 of them, actually. This one and this one.
Okay.
So they're actually outgrowth of the Themis mission.
The Miss.
Yeah. So Themis is time, history of events, and macro-scale interactions during substorms. It's looking at Earth's magnetic field.
Oh, okay. And yeah, you're right. These are all acronyms.
Yes, these are all acronyms. This is a little mission that was launched, in 2007, and they used Themis B and Themis C were moved to the moon using ballistic transfers because, hey, why not? Everyone does them these days.
Yeah.
And then this was done in about 2010, so you can study like interactions of Earth's magnetic field with the moon, kind of thing, because that's what they're looking at.
Okay.
These are also the first spacecraft to actually have orbited the moon's Lagrange points.
Oh, like the L1, the L2,
yeah.
L4, L5, L3?
Yep. First spacecraft to do that. Well, not all of them. They went to, I think, L1 and L2 of the moon. They went
that
to,
makes sense. They're the closest.
Lissajous orbits, I think they're called.
What?
We'll talk about them at some point. We do like Kepler or spacecraft at L2.
Okay.
It's a very specific type of orbit that happens in these kinds of places.
Okay. We're like orbiting the Lagrange points or like interacting with them in some capacity?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the gross liftoff weight of each one is 126 kilograms, about 277 pounds.
So me.
Yeah, they're pretty small. They're launched in February 2007. Actually,
it's about the right date.
It's about the right date. Today's the 15th, so yeah, we're on its anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, everyone. It's been almost 20 years.
Yeah, I don't feel old yet. So you launched on a Delta II because everything launches on Delta IIs these days. And I'm bored.
These days being 20 years ago.
Yeah, we're hopelessly stuck in the past, okay?
Yeah.
We're doing a podcast about people who are hopelessly stuck in the past and the future, so...
Right.
That makes sense.
We're doing time travel, is what we're saying.
Yeah, that's my secret project. That's the big dumb future.
It's actually the big dumb past.
Yeah. So on board are 6 experiments. The Digital Fields Board. That's a game, I guess. It's like Monopoly.
Is that the fantasy football stuff?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
They just did that in space first. Cool.
Yeah. Space age technology brought down to Earth, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. We have the electric field instruments. So a band. They started a band. They play music.
A band. Okay.
We have the electrostatic analyzer, which straight off Star Trek.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Well, back in 2007, they still had CRT monitors, right? So there's a lot of static with those.
Yeah. Then we have the Fluxgate magnetometer.
Oh, there's the time travel bit.
There we go. Yep.
Yeah.
We have the Search Coil magnetometer.
Because it's looking for the thing that went back to the past.
Yep. And then we have the Solid State Telescope.
As opposed to the liquid or gaseous state telescope.
Yeah. Very exciting. You can see how big they are. They're not that big. They have little hydrazine tanks for maneuvering because they're in a really highly elliptical orbit around the Earth to look at the magnetic field.
Right.
And so that's how they were able to go up to L1 and go to the moon with 2 of them. They're still active because we're talking about them.
Right. And they're currently active moon orbiters.
Yep.
So they've been up for nearly 20 years.
Yeah. Doing pretty good, too.
Dang.
Yeah. Oh. I thought that was another slide. I can't remember how many pictures I put in some of these. I just finished Messenger, okay? We're doing that next.
Yes.
I'm more focused on Mercury than these. Sorry.
The moon's kind of like Mercury.
Yeah, and that it's a ball of rock with craters.
Yeah, it's gray. Huh?
Yeah. So the next one's probably the most famous of these. It's the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter.
LRO, baby.
Yeah. Yep, there it is. The purpose is to map the surface of the moon in preparation for humans' exploration. When we said human exploration, we're of course referring to the defunct Constellation program, but now it's being,
redone
Artemis.
with Artemis.
Hopefully that'll survive.
Yep.
And the focus was on sites capable of supporting in situ resource utilization, so like water ice to mine, to drink, and make propellant out of.
Like ethically, locally sourced
of course.
Avocados.
Yeah. It's in a nifty little orbit, 165 by 20 kilometers, about 103 by 12 miles.
Okay, so that's really close.
That's very close to the surface.
Skimming the surface.
There's no atmosphere. I think
That's true.
I think Laddie, which isn't one of these because it's dead, got to like 7 kilometers.
Dang,
It was
real close.
Oh, because it was like the Lunar Atmospheric Dust Analyzer, which that's a good mission we got to do.
Oh yeah, that's a mission we gotta do.
I think it's in 2027 based on our schedule. We're scheduled out to end of 2026, by the way, assuming we keep our cadence. It's in a frozen orbit at 86.8 degrees. Okay.
Oh.
So this weighs about 2 tons. At liftoff, at least it was.
So like me.
Yeah. 4,200 pounds. Launched in June 2009 on an Atlas V 401. That's this guy. Oh, and this picture of it was taken by Grail, another moon orbiter that is dead.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, this launched with L-Cross, which is an episode that's coming in 2026. They crashed the Centaur into the moon and took pictures.
Yes.
It's really cool.
Do they find a Bronze Age civilization there?
No, it's too close.
Oh. Even younger?
No.
Well, older?
No, we're not gonna keep doing that. Some people forgot that joke, by the way, and were confused by it with Mariner 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can't tell jokes anymore.
We can't have running jokes anymore?
No, if you looked at either of us, we can't run. We have some walking jokes here. So on board are a few experiments. We have the Cosmic Ray Telescope for the effects of radiation called Crater.
Okay,
We have
that's
a
pretty cool.
we have a radiometer called Diviner because they're looking for water, right?
And finding water, that's divine?
Diviner's like water divining. You get a divining rod. Frauds love to do this.
Okay.
Yeah. We have the Lyman Alpha mapping project. Lyman Alpha refers to like hydrogen lines because they're looking for water.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they're mapping out the hydrogen lines for the moon. Okay.
Yeah. Lunar Exploration Neutron Detector.
Gotta find Jimmy.
Yep, gotta find Jimmy. He went to the moon on his little rocket with Carl and Sheen, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, they sang a little song about it. Yeah. Lunar Orbiter Laser Altimeter. They're mapping the moon.
Just like Mola.
Yep. Then we have the LRO cameras, the wide and narrow angles.
For taking pictures.
Yeah.
All the great pictures in the moon.
Yeah, because it's the moon.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the mini RF experiment, which is like radio frequency stuff.
But it's small.
Yeah, it's small radio frequencies.
Little radio frequencies.
Yeah.
So small, they're microwaves.
Yep. Now, there's enough propellant on board right now to last until next year. So, this might be a future end of mission. Who knows? Just next year we start up this time. Happy anniversary, everybody. This one's dead.
LRO crashed.
Yeah, it crashed. But it did take some good pictures of the moon. We're not going to show all of them because it's been doing this since 2009. But,
Yeah.
So here's a famous one. What do you think Eagle Descent Stage means?
Is that one of those landers we're not going to be talking about?
Yep, there's Apollo 11 right there.
Yeah.
There's some craters.
Yeah, there's where Ryan Gosling tosses the bracelet into the
True.
crater.
Yeah. And then we have the Apollo 17 lunar landing site here.
Mm-hmm. The second to last mission.
Yeah, because there's the Apollo 18. There's the moon rocks that are evil.
Yeah, of course. It's not because they lost funding. It's because of the moon rocks.
Yeah, the moon rocks. Yeah, moon rocks are... Elon Musk hired them for Doge. So no one would let it away. We're moving on. So this, of course, is the lunar rover. That's because it recorded the ascent stage on Apollo 17.
Oh, right, yeah.
So that's where that is. So it actually took a picture of Laddie. That's what's here.
What's Laddie?
Laddie was a lunar atmospheric dust explorer. It's a little spacecraft that went to the moon.
Oh, okay.
So we got a picture of it.
Nice.
Of course, it's all stretched out because it's in orbit and moving fast.
Oh, okay.
But there it is. That's Laddie. It's a little shape I'm covering up right now. That's Laddie.
Yep, okay. And it's got the motion blur because...
It's going really fast.
It's booking it.
Around the moon.
Yeah.
And then here's a famous Earthrise shot, which I think is really cool.
That is beautiful and stunning.
Yeah. Great shot. Just look at that. I like all the craters, too. It's just the mountains and then there's the Earth.
Yep. He's just going, hello.
Yeah, hi everyone. And this is the heart of Tycho crater. There's a monolith buried in it, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Well, let's go to the next one. There's a lot of Chinese
That's
ones
just an
coming
incredible image.
Oh, yeah, it's just, look at, it's just, again, if you look at the LRO pictures, it's just some of the most beautiful images of the moon you'll ever see. They're just stunning. Yeah. Gorgeous. Just look at this place. I have a lot of stunning image of Mercury for Messenger, which we're recording after this. So
Good. We're going to get a lot of gray images, aren't we?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. So then we have Queqiao 1. I hope I pronounced that correctly. So this is a Chinese relay and a radio astronomy satellite. It's actually at Earth-Moon L2. The Halo orbit. Remember we talked about with ICE-3?
Yeah. It's the Halo orbiting the L2 point. Yeah, that's fun.
This is doing it.
Yay!
Woohoo! And Queqiao is the Magpie Bridge from a popular Chinese folktale.
Okay.
That's all I know about it.
All right. Don't know anything about the folktale itself?
I didn't bother reading about it.
Are there trolls under that bridge?
No, this is Chinese. That's different.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the spacecraft also contains the Netherlands-China Low Frequency Experiment, which is listening for radio signals from the early universe.
Ooh. Cool.
Yeah. That's about it.
That's exciting.
China's very secretive about their space program, so when we talk about these experiments, it's got this on it, I think.
I don't know.
Here's a picture of it. So it weighs about 1,000 pounds.
It's like me.
Yeah. Yes. It was launched in May 2018 on a Long March 4C. That's this guy.
Okay.
I do like Chinese launch sites. They're very pretty.
Yeah, they got the mountains.
Yeah. The mountains got some forestry. It's kind of nice.
I mean, we got Florida.
That's true. There's crocodiles and meth heads. And palm trees. It looks really nice. I look at shuttle imagery, for shuttle missions, and some really nice shots. The shuttle with like palm trees and animals.
Yeah. And hurricanes.
And gators.
Yeah.
Or turtles.
The Florida experience.
Yeah. So the next one is Chandrayaan 2, which in Hindu is Mooncraft 2.
Okay. It's a very boring title.
Well, the Chinese human spacecraft is Shenzhou, which is space boat. So
Space canoe.
Yeah, so this one's actually two spacecraft. It's the lunar orbiter on the bottom, this guy, and a lander on top.
Is that what the landing legs are for?
Yeah.
Never would have guessed otherwise.
The lander crashed. I think this one's the one that had a little rover on it called Progan. I don't remember how to pronounce it. I forgot to write it down. But yeah, so it's orbiting the moon still, taking pictures, doing things. It went to, I think, 100 by 100 kilometer orbit. That's what the website says. It's in a polar orbit, so I don't know. Cool. Oh, I think they had to maneuver LRO to not hit it at one point.
Okay, so it's about, yeah, so that makes sense then. It's about 100 kilometers up and
polar orbit.
In polar orbit, yeah.
Yeah, well, because there's the moon's gravity field is lumpy enough that you only can go into certain frozen orbits, or your spacecraft will fall out and hit the moon.
Fun.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why we're not building Gateway in low lunar orbit, because there's only so many orbits you could go to with it.
Oh, okay. Wow. So it's not like Kerbal Space Program where you could just stick it in any orbit and it's all good.
Yeah,
you have to actually think about this.
Like N-body physics or something. Weird.
Moon's gravity field is lumpy? I don't think so.
Yeah, gosh. Who'd think the lumpy ball of rock also has a lumpy gravity field?
Never would have suspected that.
I know, right?
Come on, Newton, get your game on.
Yeah. So the gross liftoff weight of this spacecraft was 2.4 tons, about 5,200 pounds.
So about me.
It's about you. We have weight issues. You're like Christian Bale.
It just keeps fluctuating, man.
Yeah. This was launched in 2019 on Launch Vehicle Mark III. That's this one. I like this rocket. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's a weird design. It's like if a Titan 3 and an Ariane 5 and an Ariane 4 like had a baby.
That's a strange yeah. That's a strange assemblage.
So it's got giant solid rocket motors, storable first stage, and then a hydrogen upper stage.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a really cool rocket. Indian rockets are pretty cool.
Yeah.
They're called like Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, Geostationary Satellite Launch Vehicle.
Very boring names.
Yeah, I need more creative on that front, guys.
Like the Space Shuttle.
Yeah.
Very creative.
Yeah. So there's a few experiments on this. There's Chandrayaan-2, large area soft X-ray spectrometer. Solar X-ray
looking
monitor.
at X-rays.
Yep. And don't worry, the Chandra is not a typo. That's the acronym.
Right.
Chandra's Atmospheric Compositional Explorer. It's looking for the moon's atmosphere, which is like 20 tons of argon and neon.
Cool. So you put it in a bucket.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is basically non-existent.
It's solar wind that's captured in the cold parts. That's it. And then when you land something on it, then it's dust and the exhaust products of your rocket.
Very dynamic atmosphere.
Very dynamic system. So you have the dual frequency synthetic aperture radar, mapping the surface.
They're battling it out.
Yep. Imaging infrared spectrometer.
Wonder what that does.
Yeah. Terrain mapping camera. Wow.
Wow. Exhilarating.
This is very exhilarating science. Then you have dual frequency radio science experiments.
And they're also
competing.
Duking it out.
Yeah, they're also competing.
Yeah.
This is another pretty launch site, too.
Yeah. I like the red dirt mixed with the
green
grass.
Yeah, the green. Yeah. Really nice shots.
Yeah, it matches the flag of India very well.
Yeah. So now we have another Chinese mission.
Wonderful.
Chang'e 5. So Chang'e is the Chinese moon goddess.
Oh.
So it's kind of like Artemis is the Roman moon goddess, I think.
Okay.
So it fits there. This is actually a lunar sample return mission.
Oh, so it's getting those moon rocks and sending them back.
It did. It did this already.
Ooh.
Yeah, it did back in 2020. Remember when we had that big scare of the first stage of the rocket coming down somewhere?
No, I don't remember that.
I remember that. Well, you're not active on space Twitter like I am.
Yeah.
Which I'm no longer on space Twitter exclusively. I'm more on Blue Sky because Twitter is a storm front. So this one is... So the orbiter itself, it's this guy. It's the cylinder on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So it carried the sample return back. So this is the lander sample return vehicle.
As you can tell from the landing legs.
Yeah, and inside here is the sample return capsule, which is mounted on top of the orbiter. I have a picture of it, don't worry. In the next slide. But after it does the sample return, right? So it goes to the moon, takes the moon rock, flies back to Earth. Instead of just burning up the orbiter and leaving it, they instead maneuvered the orbiter to go up to L1.
Hey!
Yep, back in March 2021. And then it's got into distant retrograde orbit. as of January 2022.
What does distant retrograde orbit mean?
It's the moon orbit that Artemis 1 went on, actually. It was a byproduct of the asteroid redirect mission. So the orbit, so here's the moon. This is the moon. So the orbit's like this. It's a really big orbit.
Okay.
And we're the Earth looking at it. That's
Okay.
distant retrograde orbit. That's it.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
it's a big elliptical orbit. Like
That's weird.
Yeah, NRHO is one that goes like this. So,
Okay. Just
yeah.
big loopy orbits.
It's a big orbit around the moon. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's also right now doing very long baseline interferometry, radio science stuff.
Boring.
So at liftoff, it weighed 8.2 metric tons, which again for this role you gained a lot of weight for.
No, not that much weight. It's not me.
It wasn't in the contract.
Yeah.
So this launched in November 2020 on a Long March 5. That's this rocket.
Cool.
I don't know what's on board for science experiments beyond the interferometry experiment. I mean, the sample return's the exciting part. So you have the ascender here, the lander.
Mm-hmm.
So this white thing right here,
Yep.
that's the capsule. It's nested in here.
Okay.
So this right here is this right here.
Okay, so it does the Apollo stuff where it like turns
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, where it comes back up and docks and transfers the samples in there.
Got it. Okay.
And they brought it back. They got sample return.
Cool.
So the Chinese space program is now as advanced as the Soviet Union's in the early 1970s.
Only took them 50 years.
Yeah. I mean, you think about it.
They're busy.
And they were doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, this is our spacecraft. This orbiter is still possibly orbiting the moon.
Wait, what do you mean possibly?
So I used the Wikipedia page of what's currently orbiting the moon, and there's the test vehicle they used, Chang'e T5T1, which is the test vehicle. The list says it's still active. The page for the spacecraft says it's dead. Neither of these say the spacecraft is dead, but we don't know because the Chinese don't tell us anything.
Oh, okay.
They're secretive, so it might still be there. I don't know. It's Schrodinger's moon orbiter, I guess.
Either way, it fits into this specific episode and our podcast.
Yeah, episode name possibly, series name most likely.
Yeah. It might still be alive. We don't know. Or we can't exactly go up and check its pulse, you know?
Well, we might. Give you enough money, I'll build it.
How much money?
I need about $100 million to build a small enough rocket, another $100 million for a spacecraft,
Okay.
and an extra $100 million.
Have you tried taking out a credit card? Get some good miles with that.
That's at least 2 credit cards right there.
Yeah.
And non-extradition treaties. So our next active orbiter is Capstone.
Capstone, yeah, that's the thing at the top of the arch, right? When
Yep.
the brick wants to be an arch, and the capstone's the top of it.
Yep. This is CIS Lunar Autonomous Positioning System Technology Operations and Navigation Experiment.
Oh right, I forgot they're all acronyms.
This is an NASA mission because it's an acronym. So this little guy is a CubeSat mission to demonstrate near rectilinear halo orbit (NRHO) for Gateway.
This looks like a model of the real thing.
Nope, that's it. That's the spacecraft.
That is tiny.
So this one did a ballistic transfer to the moon. Wow, shocking.
Really? Huh.
Yep. And it did suffer some communications issues en route. I think it was tumbling incorrectly.
Oh.
That keeps happening.
You gotta get upgraded to 5G.
Yeah. So this thing weighs 55 pounds.
I don't weigh that little.
The last time I weighed that, I was tiny.
My meals weigh 55 pounds.
I was tiny engineer when I weighed that.
Yeah.
This launched in June 2022 on a Rocket Lab Electron. It's a cute little
Worm
rocket.
logo. Love that.
Love the worm. Uses a small new hydrazine propulsion system for maneuvering.
Cool.
Yeah, so this is the little guy there.
Look at it. It's so tiny.
He's a cute little guy. And then this is the Photon kick stage that Rocket Lab built for it.
That is an awesome name.
Yeah, it's
Right,
really
'cause
cool.
Photon torpedo.
Yeah, obviously. And of course, this looks familiar to all of us now. Now that we've been doing these forever.
Yeah.
Wow, ballistic transfer. I've been there, done that. Whatever. Do something different next time, guys.
Yeah. Be original.
Yeah. So now we're doing another one that did a ballistic transfer. So this is Danuri. This is Korea's Pathfinder lunar orbiter.
Ooh.
First
Wait.
mission. What?
That acronym doesn't line up.
I don't know. The Danuri is the name for the spacecraft. It's called KPLO. That's the acronym.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I didn't bother to learn what Danuri means either.
I've watched enough Squid Game to not even know. I don't speak Korean.
I don't speak Korean. I watched Train to Busan. I watched Old Boy. Don't know what this is.
Yeah, still have no idea. I haven't picked
idea.
up on the language.
Yeah, so this is South Korea's first lunar orbiter. Good for them.
That's awesome.
Yep. So here it is in construction.
See, that looks like what the other one should have looked like.
Yeah, that's what it should have been.
Full scale.
Yeah, satellites should be big and dumb.
Yeah.
Give me enough money, I'll do that.
No.
I'll make big dumb satellites.
Okay.
So this thing weighs about 1,500 pounds. They look about 1,500 pounds to you?
Yeah, I'd say that. It's about the size of a car.
Oh, it's in a 100-kilometer orbit because that's what their website says because they don't tell us anything.
Oh, okay. That's the default orbit.
Yeah, that's what the pages say. That's what they say. I'm assuming it's that at 90 degrees. That's another polar orbit. Wow.
Perfectly polar orbit. Wow.
So on board, I launched a Falcon 9, but I'm going to talk about the experiments on board first because I have a picture of the launch. Lunar terrain imager. Exciting.
Wonder what that's doing.
Yeah, exciting. Wide-angle polarimetric camera. What do you think that? Polarimetric. It looks for polarization. It looks for
the neutron flow.
No, it's a completely different experiment, you idiot.
Oh, okay.
Gosh, jeez. It's the polarity of the stuff coming off. So you can look for, I don't care. Science. Okay. If you like science, you love this stuff. I'm an engineer, okay? The wheels are more interesting. Okay, so we have the magnetometer. Wow.
I wonder what that does.
Gamma ray spectrometer.
Neat. Looking for the Hulk.
Yep. Delay tolerant networking experiment. So
Wait,
it's like
okay, what is that one actually?
So pretty much they're trying to talk to it, figure out how to talk to the spacecraft. But since you have light speed delay because it's about a second and a half away, so it's basically can we send commands to this thing and have it done in a way where it acts like it's real time?
Oh, okay.
I think. Again, you can't find anything on these things.
Got it.
These people are far more secretive than NASA and on these spacecraft, which is unfortunate.
Well, NASA, they publish everything.
That is quite true. Then NASA actually put an experiment on this called ShadowCam.
Do we actually have information about that? I assume we do.
Yeah, I haven't got any pictures from it, though. I couldn't find anything in the short period of time I was doing this. I was more focused on, hey, what's this thing?
Right, okay.
So ShadowCam looks at crater shadows.
Ooh.
So it can decide, craters for water ice.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, again, we're looking for water on the moon.
Yeah, we're divining for water. Because we could go fishing on the moon.
Yes. I'd love to go fishing on the moon.
Yeah. LRO actually took a picture of it. And when it was in orbit. Again, it's one of those that's really stretched out.
It's got the motion blur.
Yeah. So this is a picture of the launch. I took a screenshot from the live stream on it.
Is that why it's 500 pixels across?
Yeah. That's it. It's a Falcon 9, whatever. This looks familiar, doesn't it?
Wow. Ballistic lunar transfer, huh?
Oh, wow. So then we have DRO-A and B, which are Chinese spacecraft that there's nothing on.
Yeah.
So there's 2 Chinese relay satellites in distant retrograde orbit. Yep.
That wonderful.
They were put in the wrong orbit by their launch vehicle along March 2C, but they went there on their own. They found their way.
They corrected. They figured it out.
Last year. They just drew ballistic transfer orbits, I guess.
On paper?
Yeah.
Pencil?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That's all. This was actually taken by Chang'e 5.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's an awesome. Yeah. That is a powerful photo.
That is so cool. We should
imagine if these were reversed, where the moon was the big one with all the rocks on it, and then Earth was the moon orbiting it with all the atmosphere and stuff. That'd be crazy.
It would be pretty crazy. If you read Manifold Space by Stephen Baxter, in the book, the moon is partially terraformed.
Ooh.
And there's Japanese people who live on the moon, the lunar Japanese, and they just end up staying there and dying of metal poisoning.
Awesome.
Yeah, over generations. But,
that sounds like fun.
It is fun. Baxter's not exactly a happy, cheery writer, I should warn you. If you want to read Stephen Baxter, just remember he's very cynical, very dark.
Nice.
But I like his science fiction. I like his ideas. So
Okay.
it's interesting. That's it for DRO-A and B. But you can see this is last year now.
Yeah. These are very recent.
So then we have Queqiao 2 and then Tiandu 1 and 2. They're launched together, so I just put them together as a mission.
Okay.
So Queqiao 2 is a Chinese relay satellite. It's for Chang'e 7 and 8,
Okay.
which are South Pole sample return missions.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, they're going there. So the orbit this one is in is like 18. It's very specific. It's like 18.7 thousand kilometers by about 2,000 kilometers because it's going over the pole.
Right, just dipping down, getting real close.
So it's about 12,000 by 1,200 miles. The orbit's about 120 degrees. It's a frozen orbit. Again, it's a relay for these landers and sample return missions.
Got it. So that way they can constantly talk with them.
Yes.
Make sure you got the stuff.
You got it? Yeah. Secretly, though.
Yeah.
So this guy weighs 1,200 kilograms, about 2,600 pounds. Then this is Tiandu 1 and 2. So 1 is the big guy. They're communications experiments. That's what they're doing.
Oh, okay.
Testing out communications. So Tiandu 1 weighs 61 kilograms, about 134 pounds. And then 2 weighs 15 kilograms, about 30 pounds.
Wow. And this little guy riding on top?
That's a little guy, yeah. They launched on a Long March 8. China's transitioning to kerosene, liquid oxygen and kerosene rockets instead of storables. Finally.
Okay. They're finally getting diesel?
Yeah, they're finally going green. So when the rocket boosters fall on villages, it's not emitting neurotoxin. So on board Queqiao 2 is grid-based energetic neutral atom imager. So it's taking pictures of atoms, I think.
Neutral atoms.
Then we have the extreme ultraviolet camera.
It's extreme.
So it does like skateboard tricks and stuff. It's really cool.
He wears backwards baseball caps, drinks Monster.
Of course. What else are you going to do? And then we have the Lunar Orbit Very Long Baseline Interferometry Experiment. Interferometry is when you have like two separate like radio receivers. That's what that is.
Acting like one big radio.
Yeah. So you end up with a really big one. That's what they're doing with that. Which is fun.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you have the two spacecraft, right?
Yeah. And then you have ICUBE-Qamar.
Qamar.
So this is Pakistan's first lunar spacecraft.
Oh, well, a lot of firsts. A lot more firsts.
A lot more firsts on this one. So this one was launched with Chang'e 6, which is another lunar sample return mission. That one went to the far side of the moon and took samples. So
the
this
dark side of the moon.
Yes. So this guy, it's a little CubeSat. It's this guy. See, there he is. Not these guys. This is the spacecraft. These are the guys who made it.
Okay. So the part, I mean, the parts on top of it do look like it's a birthday cake with the candles on top. I'm sorry.
That's probably how they would celebrate that. It's like, here's the satellite you built. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it looks like they are, wishing it a happy birthday with all the enthusiasm of wishing someone a happy birthday in the office.
Yeah. Last Wednesday I had cake in the office. One of my coworkers was pregnant. The other one had a kid back in October, so we had cake. It was good.
So you had birthday cake because of that?
Kind of in the sense of it was a child's birth.
Yeah.
That we're celebrating.
Wonderful.
Don't worry, it didn't end up like Office Space where I didn't end up with a slice of cake. So this thing weighs 20 pounds.
Really?
9 kilograms.
That thing's heavy.
Yeah, it's kind of dense, It's got all the electronics in there. Launched on a Long March 5 because it's the sample return missions. Those weigh a lot. There's actually 2 cameras on board, and they took pictures of the moon.
Oh, cool.
Here's one of them.
All right.
I got this from their Instagram page, okay? I couldn't find any other pictures that they took.
Like, I could take better pictures of the moon with my phone.
I think debris might have got onto it or something. I don't know how this happened. I went to get...
Oh, it's all those ghost orbs in front of it. They're blocking
Actually, this looks like a happy face, right? Here you go. Right?
Yep. It's the moon's haunted, right? Ghosts are blocking it.
Yep. So that's the most recent spacecraft to orbit the moon, launched May of last year.
All right.
As we say this, though, Blue Ghost has just entered orbit of the moon. It's going to land later this month, I think. Or next month.
Is it going to supply us pictures of the moon?
It's already sent back pictures of orbit. They actually recorded like their engines firing. It's really cool if you get a chance to see it.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
And again, we're recording this in February, not whenever this comes out.
Long March.
It's a long march. Now, here's what's coming up.
Ooh.
Lunar Trailblazer, which is launching in 2 weeks. By the time this episode comes out, it will have launched to the moon. Hopefully it works.
Yes.
It's going to look for water on the moon. Wow, shocking.
Incredible.
It's a cute little guy spacecraft, I think.
Yeah.
I like the look of this.
It's a cute little guy.
Then we have...
There's a little box.
Then we have... Khan 2.
Khan!
2!
2.
This is also launching later this year. It's a relay satellite that's going with the Intuitive Machines lander to the moon. So it's going to act as a relay for those. This is the render that they had on their website, okay?
Okay.
It's just the solar array.
Yeah, that doesn't give us, like, any... Oh, there's a K. I see a K.
Yep, so that's a K.
It's the letter K.
Yep, there we go.
That means everything is okay.
Yeah. Happy face.
Yeah.
Then we have... So launching together is the Elirata orbital transfer vehicle. This is a generic render from Firefly.
Oh.
And it's carrying Lunar Pathfinder. This guy.
The box with the ray gun on it.
Yep, the box with the gun. Firefly wants to work with these because I think they got a contract to do something with their spacecraft involving the moon. Or lunar relays, I think.
Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody's building lunar relays.
Everyone's doing that. I'm building one.
Yeah. We're looking for water on the moon because we got nothing else to do, apparently.
Yeah. Well, Pathfinder's actually doing communication tests for Artemis. Not the one that's currently orbiting the moon, the actual program.
The big one with the people in it.
Yep. Then we have Chang'e 7, which is going to have an orbiter on it. So that one's going to land at the South Pole with a lander, a rover, and a little flying vehicle that'll supported by the orbiter. This is a shot from Chang'e 6, by the way.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
It is, yeah. They put a little rover off to take pictures of it.
That is awesome.
For their the Tiandu spacecraft that went to the moon, not the moon, went to Mars, they actually had a little CubeSat with a camera on it just to take pictures of it as it went into orbit.
That's cool.
A little selfie stick almost.
Yeah.
So also after that is Zeus X in 2027. I couldn't find anything on it. It's Singaporean.
Just sounds cool.
Yeah. And then
Zeus X.
And then the first modules of Gateway in 2027.
Yes.
Which will be the propulsion unit here, and then the Gateway Hab module.
Okay.
Which are being built right now. I think a subscriber works on this.
Ooh, shout out.
Yeah. And doxed, I guess. Sorry.
Yeah.
There's more missions coming up. Obviously, you got like Artemis 2, but I don't know when that's going to come around. That's actually the lunar flyby mission, so that doesn't count.
Yeah.
So that's currently orbiting the moon. There you go. We'll do one for what's currently orbiting Mars at some point.
Is that going to be a longer or shorter list?
Depends on when we do it, because one of them's going to die soon.
Okay.
Yeah. I figured we should just kind of talk about what's active, what's going on, instead of, here's this mission from 1973 and why it broke.
Because the tape recorder sucked.
The tape recorder broke. The gyroscopes had a mind of their own.
Mm-hmm. And the Star Tracker got distracted. Ooh, shiny!
Ooh,
time to roll the spacecraft over.
Yeah, time to screw this up. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
So the next operational special is to be done by you.
By me?
Yeah. Don't act surprised. You said you wanted to do this.
Yeah. Yep.
It's Tidris.
Tidris.
Yay!
Yeah.
Relays. Who doesn't love relays?
Who doesn't love communication satellites?
People who don't like space.
Who are those losers?
People who don't like space. I want names. All names.
I want pictures of Spider-Man. I don't know.
There we go.
Give me pictures of these satellites.
Yeah.
Why am I going with a southern accent?
I don't know why we're doing this. I don't know what's going on over here. Oh no. Now we're going to get mad.
Oh no.
Alright, so next thing we're going to do is launch failures. More rockets exploding. Technical explanations of things. Loretta! Get over here.
Okay. No.
We're ending it here, okay.
We're cutting this off.
Okay. This one wasn't that exciting or fun just because here's what's going on. I figured we should kind of do stuff like this to kind of keep track of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how many were orbiting the moon? I lost count.
I didn't care.
Gosh.
I do care about what's orbiting the moon. It's just I didn't count.
Okay.
Because I'm more about the experience than the numbers.
Spoken like a true engineer.
I'm an engineer, all right.
Yeah.
I care about the shiny things that go there, not the science, the dumb nerd stuff, okay?
I mean, so far it seems to be looking for water, mapping and getting pictures of the moon, and also just radio science.
Yeah, radio. It's amateur radio stuff.
Chuck up a ham radio.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's the
on a ballistic trajectory to get into a large orbiting retrograde orbit.
We're going ballistic, going to L1, we're going to go there.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to our friends.
Yeah. Just for some amateur ham radio stuff. Hey, we found some water on the moon. It's at the bottom of this dark crater. Who would have thunk?
That actually might be a cool experiment to do, like an amateur radio satellite that goes to the moon. You could talk to it. That'd actually be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be. Okay, so we need a lot of money to make this work.
I need you to find all of the investors you know and send them this video.
Yes. Ignore the other stuff where we're joking about things. This is the real important stuff.
Yeah.
You can actually bounce signals off the moon.
Well, it's rocks, right?
Yeah, it's rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should just end this here.
We probably should. All right. Well, hey, thank you everyone for watching, listening, suffering. And until next time, grow crystal, count dust. This has been End of Mission.